Yes.
That's all staying in.
Come on. Keep that all in. Come on. Come on. Woo! Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to Taco Bell.
I never eat nachos.
Welcome to the Hard Luck Show.
Yes.
I'm your host, Steve Lucky Luciano.
Right.
Sitting across from me is my co-host.
True Mohambo, an American Indian, Southern California, elegant barbarian, and wake the fuck up! Let's go!
Yeah, and
Yes.
oh, Blue Eyes himself, audio engineer.
Sean Lewis, certified audio professional engineer for the Hard Luck Show.
Dogface.
Wonderful. Dogface.
Dogface.
Man.
And
we have.
we have probably one of the greatest. Oh,
We got
right.
King Salmon on
And
schedule.
hallowed be thy scales, King Salmon, Dragon Balls.
Don't let me interrupt you.
Listen.
Don't let me interrupt you. Siobhan.
Bliss, I don't let me interrupt you eating
We
the
got
nachos with
family
a
on.
fork. We got
Yeah,
family.
that's right.
Listen,
We got
listen.
fam.
Let me tell you something.
Log cabin band.
If you've ever been in Southern California, then you know that this man is a prodigious, illustrious, distinguished gentleman. His roots are deep in the area. He was in
Oh, yeah.
a gang.
No.
Malibu's Most
No,
Wanted.
get
What was
the
that?
fuck outta
What
here.
was that?
I was
Ryan?
not- I was not in a gang.
What was that? You had
I
to
wanna
jump
be
off
very-
the pier.
There was some bullshit. We were a tagging crew.
Okay.
All right, tagging
We were
Chris.
a tagging crew. Yeah.
I've been known to
Southern
exaggerate.
California.
a
Yeah,
little.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Anyway, this man though is a brother to me. He's a great man. We go way back. I don't know what more I could say other than this man has a beautiful family.
Mm-hmm.
He's got beautiful children. He's a fan of hockey like no other motherfucker I've ever met in my life. Ryan Lichterman, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
has entered the studio.
Yeah.
Yes.
What a welcome.
Yes. And he also gave me a lot of shit because we had Max on, and he's like, "Oh, you have Max on, you don't have me
How
on."
about Tony?
No, I didn't give
we
a
had
shit.
Tony on.
Oh,
Tony
Tony
Crouch?
Crouch.
When was I saw Tony the other day?
Did you?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
How's
Tony's
Tony
doing
doing?
good.
Hey, bro.
He's doing good.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's good.
You don't
That's
talk to
good.
Tony anymore, huh?
Oh.
Hey, bro.
Why's he
he
gotta be
wanted
like
to
that?
do he wanted to do a podcast. at
When
one
was Tony on?
I mean, he came on early on and told us the story of Lenny and Larry's cookies.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, Lenny and Larry's. It was a workout cookie.
Yeah.
And then, and that's when I found out that he took comedy lessons.
That Tony took comedy lessons?
Tony Crouch took comedy
See, that's some
lessons.
shit I didn't know. That's
He
funny.
it's funny.
Because he's not funny.
Right.
Yeah.
There's nothing
I mean, I love
funny.
Tony. Tony's my
I
boy.
love-
Don't get me
oh,
wrong.
salt of the earth. But he's not funny.
I mean,
He looks a
he
little bit.
doesn't. I mean, he ain't trying to be funny.
But I
He's
don't
funny,
know.
but he's not trying. Let's put it that way.
There's some funny things about him,
100%.
but he's not writing jokes.
Yeah,
Right?
for
You've
sure.
never turned to Tony and said, give me a good joke.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he was taking
Yeah.
comedy lessons because he wanted to do stand-up.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Anyway, there's other things. This
But
hat.
the reason I called you is because, listen, Max, my boy, I love Max. Me and Max were in treatment together.
Right. You were.
Yeah, you hit me up like a couple of years ago and asked me to come on.
I know.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I
I was
remember
giving you
that.
shit.
Right.
I remember that.
Nah, this guy, he tries to play it off like he's shy and he doesn't want to be on there, but he's a glory hound. We all know.
Get the fuck out.
Listen
You
to
have the
that.
right
You
to
are
be.
there.
You're right to be.
Yeah, he said, come on, what's the matter, you, huh?
He's come
You
a
don't-
long way.
I'm sorry, do you go this far back with this Max motherfucker? I don't think so. I don't think so. But,
When was the last time you saw Max?
It's been a while. I met at Max's last job that he had running a treatment center or sober living on Olympic. He toured me because I was working in treatment. I still work in treatment. He, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. I haven't talked to him since, but there's no question in my mind that motherfucker was loaded while he was touring me.
sure.
Yeah,
Sure, why not?
yeah.
Right.
I'm glad he's doing good.
Listen, God bless.
I love Max. He's a good dude.
Hey,
Yeah, he is.
Salute.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Salute.
Yeah.
I love Max
Of course.
also.
Well, where do you want to start? I mean, we started the log cabin.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. You guys asked me on to talk about crack stories and then maybe a little bit about recovery, but I mean, first and foremost, but both you
I like
guys.
it.
Go ahead.
Whether
Go ahead.
I don't think Lucky realizes, but you two, I know you you realize, because we've talked about it many times.
Yes.
Instrumental in who I am today.
Right.
Because back in the day, I mean, I'm sure you remember your book study at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Wait,
Omaha
what?
was sponsoring me. Yeah,
Book
that was,
study?
Wow.
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Well, bring me back to that. No, I
Isn't
don't.
that in Inglewood, right? You live
Yeah.
in Inglewood, right?
Yeah.
Dude, this guy right
The
here.
men's book study.
Oh, you were into the big men's books. And like
Yeah.
you were like, hey, bro, nothing changes. He was, and we would
Put
go.
my hands on my.
Hey. Dude, in fact, there was one meeting like you told me about. It was like a men's meeting. It was like, and there's no raising your hand to share, bro. It's just like when the spirit moves you. Remember that at that church?
Great fact.
The great fact meeting on Olympic. Yeah, on Olympic. It was a good
Right,
meeting.
it was just like,
Yeah.
and then like I went with him a couple times, and yeah, there was some like heavy male shit going on. And I was like,
Well, Michael Ironside was in the room, so there's always some
Yeah.
heavy
Yeah.
Michael Ironside.
And
And
then-
actually, even before that,
Go ahead.
which you know, Supermax. When I was growing up, hanging out on the streets with on Melrose with my
Right.
homies, little homies, fucking 16, smoking weed, drinking 40s, running into Supermax was like our. If we got some shit from Supermax, we were styling. I love that store.
dude, what? So how does?
OG.
So let's
OG,
start.
for real. That was like a long ass time ago. How long ago was that when you had that store?
92.
Yeah, it was a long ass time ago.
92.
Hey, so let's back it up for a second then. So, how does a 16-year-old kid? What kind of background did you have? Were you raised in the hood? Did you have?
No, I grew up in Beverly Hills,
So
so
you-
I was very privileged.
very privileged.
I mean, yeah, compared to my friends, not as privileged. I was a privileged kid. I didn't want for anything in my life, but
Okay.
I think.
What was your father's profession?
He was an attorney.
He was an attorney.
Our fathers have. Our stories are very similar. mine
Right,
and yours. Yes,
right.
Which you know.
Right.
obviously. But yeah, we're
I
talking-
had the honor of
Yeah.
having breakfast with Ryan's father.
Ryan, did you go to law school? Ryan?
I did not.
No. But how
I
does
didn't go
it-
to college.
How did? No,
Okay.
he didn't
Yeah.
need college. This guy over here, this one.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Listen, it's never too late.
He
No,
looks
but-
at things and they turn into money.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know
That's what
about that
I've heard.
either. That's what you heard from who?
Well,
I would
so
love for that to be true.
so how does a 16-year-old Beverly Hills, right, non-black kid,
yeah.
okay, how do you then smoking weed and getting some fucking Supermax shit? How does that go into
Well,
crack addiction? How does that happen? Because most
how does it morph into just smoking crack? And
Yeah.
being locked up in my house for 8 days on crack runs.
yeah,
Or-
how do you go from normal
Well,
shit?
I mean, in the late '90s, early 2000s, all my boys were. I mean, Listen, I started doing a bunch of blow after high school, and then shortly after that, I'm a Hollywood kid, right? I grew up
Yeah.
in the '90s and
Yeah.
in the clubs.
right.
A lot of people that I grew up with have done really well from themselves
Right.
in different industries, in the movie industry.
Right.
One
Like
of my
Joaquin
one
Phoenix.
of my yeah, I didn't grow up with that motherfucker. See,
You are running around with Johnny Depp.
I grew up with. I mean, listen, we grew up in Hollywood in the '90s, where there was a lot of blow and a lot of partying. And
When was the first time you did coke?
I was 18, summer right after high school,
And so
or
like
17 or something.
so what happens? You're like at a club.
I mean,
you're wearing a
I was at
shiny
my
shirt.
boy's house, my boy Jason's house, with my other homeboy Madball, and he had some blow.
Madball.
Oh,
Madball.
Madball.
Shannon Henning. Shannon Henning. I guarantee a lot of people listening to the show know who Shannon Henning is.
Madball.
Yeah, Madball.
Man, you got a name like Madball. You better be fucking on top of it.
What do you have? Some powder?
He had some powder. Yeah,
Oh,
I did blow, and I don't even think I felt it the first time.
You were
I had
like,
a little
"What's
bit of the
this?"
drip. I was like,
were
whatever.
like,
but what
Yeah,
it did
yeah.
do, but what it did do is it allowed me to like party longer and drink a hell of a
More.
lot more. Fuck
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's all I cared about.
Right.
And then it was many years before it like fell off.
Right. So
You know.
I mean, so for the so let's talk about the when it's working.
Yeah.
All
for
right,
a
when
long
the
time.
coke's working and the drinking's working and all that stuff. How's it going? Like, what are you doing? I mean, are you got like gold chains? Are you fucking doing one-arm push-ups? Are you banging fucking broads? Like, what's going on?
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
it's always working. It never stopped working for me. I mean, fuck. I mean, it would still work. If I did a line right now, it would do exactly what I wanted to do, what it's supposed to do.
Right.
But listen, it was partying, going to clubs, going to after clubs, after parties, and hanging with the homies and drinking and just, I mean, whatever, doing whatever I can to like not be in my body and my mind and not think about what that I was some fucking kid growing up in Beverly Hills that was a failure, that dropped out of college, that didn't have a fucking career, that couldn't provide for myself.
Did that really bother you?
Of course it did. Yeah, I think it would bother anybody.
Well,
Absolutely.
forget all
especially
everyone-
from my upbringing.
Right.
You
What
know what
would
I mean?
you-
Like I wasn't lucky enough to have a family business that was given to me, which that would have been great. But that wasn't.
But
wasn't
your
my
dad
thing.
was an attorney and he had a firm. I mean, wasn't there any talk about that?
No, there was. If me or my brother went to law school, we would have had the firm. But I think what the main reason why I think I started to drink and use is because I'm dyslexic and I always felt like stupid, different, just separate. Like
Did your grades reflect that?
Yes, it did
Yeah.
early on. Absolutely.
How hard was it for you to have the kind of grades that you were getting in the family that you were in?
I mean, very difficult. Yeah, my dad never solidified like the dyslexia diagnosis. Like he just thought I was lazy.
Man, that's tough.
My pops was mad smart. He went to college, went to law school, got all straight A's. Like my dad was a bit of a bookworm. Like,
Right,
so-
but I mean, imagine that, Big Lux. Like, imagine your dad's an attorney. And I'm sure your dad must have said to you a million times, like, yeah, we're all dyslexic. None of us like reading,
No, he never said that.
right?
He just said you ain't dyslexic, you're fucking lazy.
That's what his dad would have told me.
Yeah, here's what my dad would have told me. He'd be like, well, we're all dyslexic. None of
I
us
mean,
can.
listen.
That's right. When your dad would have been like,
You got to understand
they're going to argue,
the family.
Right.
The family.
but
My
they're not going to
dad.
argue with me.
The family my dad came from.
Yeah.
Was from his dad. My grandfather was an immigrant from Russia. My grandmother was from the East Coast, and they were little, they were hustlers. They were
Right.
gangsters, right?
Right.
Like back in the 60s. And my pops didn't want to follow that route. So he went to school and he was like, I'm
went
I'm
legit.
doing this. Yeah.
Right.
And was mad successful.
What was it? Wait a minute. Your grandparents, though, what were they doing?
Just small time hustling, like, selling shit off the back of the truck type shit. My grandmother was running money for the mob, that kind of shit.
What does that mean to run money for the mob? What does that actually mean?
I don't know, to be honest. She was moving money on the train. Listen, and these are stories that I've heard. Like,
Right,
you know what I mean?
This
Like,
is all report. We don't know,
yeah.
right? But everyone.
But like, yeah, she was running money to Chicago and to Cuba for the Jewish mob.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my grandmother was more of a gangster than my grandfather.
So your dad's like, look, I don't want that. I'm gonna do this. Did you feel like on some level that maybe you hearkened back to your earlier, like your grandparents, like maybe maybe
Well,
I'm
yeah,
the
I mean
hustler.
of course that's the culture I grew up in, watching Goodfellas and Casino and that kind of shit, right? Like
Yeah.
everybody wanted to be a little gangster when they grew up. So
Yeah.
I mean, I sold weed for a long time in high school and years after that. So yeah, of course that's what I wanted. That's what me and all my friends wanted. We grew up in Beverly Hills and we were watching these movies and listening to rap and we thought we were gangsters and we thought we were hard and like that's the life that we all wanted to emulate. But that's why like now that I'm an adult, like I think of my dad and he was more of a gangster than any of them, right? Like
Right.
he could have gone down that route easily, like if he really wanted to, but he was like, fuck that. I see my father going in and out of jail,
Yeah.
right? And he's like, I'm gonna be on the straight and narrow. And was
Right.
mad successful and did really well for himself, and at the
Right.
end had to take care of his family.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can hear the emotion welling up in your voice
Yeah.
when you talk about your dad. He loves his father, and he spent time with his dad. His dad loved him. It was evident. Like we would go. You know where we would go? We would go to. We'd have breakfast with his dad and
Ed's.
at
Old school.
Ed's. And also, I had one time we went over to our friend's place over there
That's right, on La Cienega.
on La Cienega. What was that place called? Bella. What was it? It started with a B. It was.
The Belmont?
Belmont.
Belmont.
Yeah.
That was Paul's spot.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. But
Yeah,
without
yeah.
saying his name, I was trying not to say his name. But yeah, we went over there and had
Oh.
having breakfast with his pops over there, and I was like in law school at the time, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Right. And his dad kind of reminded me of my dad a little bit. You know, kind of a heavy set dude, but smart.
Were you like, hey, Pops, you got to meet this fucking Indian attorney?
No,
Yeah, how did that work?
no. My dad was like, I got to meet your sponsor. Because I was in and out of treatment and in and out of fucking the rooms for so many years. Living with my pops,
Yeah.
and then I felt that he couldn't throw me on the street. He just didn't have it in him, which I get now. I got fucking 2 kids. Like I don't.
He's got 2 amazing sons, right?
Yeah.
2 sons and 1 on the way.
Can you imagine if somebody was in like in an Al-Anon thing was telling me like, well, what you got to do is turn your back.
Hey, brother,
So it's funny,
I've had
dude.
it happen.
I just.
I mean, I've been there. Yeah, it's all different until it comes to it's on your doorstep now.
Right.
I
All
just
different.
was helping a family this week up north. I got a call. 18-year-old son is in and out of treatment. They don't know what to do.
Right.
And the right thing to do is to cut him off, right? They were
Yeah.
like giving him a place to stay. They were giving him money. They were giving him $20 just so he can eat. I'm like, you got to cut him off. You got to back him into a corner. Hopefully he doesn't hurt himself by the time he's ready.
Yeah.
Fucking killed himself 2 days ago.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking heavy, man.
Yeah, it's like it's
And
crazy,
it-
and then
and
you
it-
start thinking about the advice that you give.
Yeah.
Right? But to be honest with you, I still stand by it. It's the right advice. It's the right thing to do. Because on the other hand, they're fucking enabling them, and they're getting loaded in their house. And they're like, it's gonna happen one way or the other.
Slow or
They're gonna-
fast.
Exactly. I mean,
You know,
it's
but-
really
but-
sad.
Yeah,
But-
but I'm wondering, like, we know that because we know that.
Right.
These parents, you may never cross their paths again. This is a one-time thing. They're here, and it's got to, I would imagine, until they come to terms with it, I would imagine a lot of times that's like their ticket out. Like,
Yeah.
we fucking listen to these motherfuckers, and now they're the victim.
Yeah.
And their son's the victim, and nobody knew how to handle them right, and we got misguided, and we got told to do this, and now look, our son's dead.
Yeah, but the flip side could be the same too. He could say, look, what you gotta do is give him a little place to live, da 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 da, and then he keeps doing the drugs and ODs and dies.
Exactly.
Then they would say,
Yeah.
listen, this guy fucking don't.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying that they're I don't think that they're blaming
Not
me
yet.
or the advice.
Not yet.
Not yet. Right.
Cause dude, listen, if you're a parent, like we're all parents in here, right? And
Shit, Luggy's a grandparent.
Yeah, I'm a
He
grandpa.
is, Yeah,
Crazy.
Grandfather.
right, yeah. So imagine, right? You're in that situation. It doesn't matter what advice you get,
Yeah.
right? If God, heaven forbid, something should happen to a child and it's gone, you're gonna second guess it after that, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way I'm not gonna be like, if I would have just, why didn't that?
Right.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and that's a tough deal.
Are you kidding me?
And you're put in a position to a certain extent to try to give them the best. I mean, you've been through it.
Yeah.
You were it,
Yeah.
right? So you've been through this thing. So then it's like, how do you carry this? Because
I mean, but that's what happened to me. Like at the end, it was like my pops was like, "You're done. I ain't giving you any more money. You got to get out of my house or go to treatment." It was one or the other.
right,
I didn't have a fucking choice. I don't know how to live on the street. Like I ain't going to fucking live on the street and
yeah, that doesn't
smoke
look com-
crack downtown. Like I smoked crack many a times downtown with a bunch of gangsters and people and like been in shady situations. But I
Yeah,
had a
home to go back to.
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah. He was
exactly.
visiting.
I was in my fucking car, right?
Yeah,
like,
he
I
was
like,
visiting.
I was taking the homeless people in my car. We were rolling around smoking rock. Like
Right,
I'm
right.
not like. Then I'd drop them off.
Yeah,
They're
you
10,
go back
and
over to
I'd go
Beverly
fuck-
Hills.
Exactly my point. Right.
Any of these people, were they named Big Lepke? Did you ever get them?
No, I did. There was this one dude downtown that I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of jokers, but his name was Joker.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the weirdest crack scenario you ever got into?
I mean, I don't fucking know.
Come on, give me a good
one.
one. Give us a good one. We know there is a recovery, but
Tell us about a good crack hotel you were, motel you were
yeah. Did you ever
in. All
like
sorts
I
of
mean,
shenanigans going on.
shit.
put
all
your
of
dick in
them.
the ice machine? or-
Yeah.
I mean, I've probably been to every little fucking dingy, dirty, same as you. Like
No,
every-
no,
in
no,
Hollywood and fucking
Tell us a
downtown.
real one.
Just some nasty ass places that you don't want to be in.
But you're in there with the crack,
Yeah, of course.
and
You in there with the crack?
and you're like
Yeah,
smoking
what are you
it?
doing? You in there with the crack?
Yeah, but
the crack's in there with
I mean,
you?
to be honest with
Yeah,
you,
come on, please.
The whole time I was smoking, most of the time that I was smoking crack, I was still living at my dad's, so I'd have to leave the house. I'd smoke crack in my car for 8-10 hours. I'd get
In
a
the
little-
car.
Yeah, in the car, just driving around Hollywood, whatever. Park
God.
somewhere. Yeah.
Right.
Or I'd go to a little motel, smoke rock all
Let me
night.
ask you this:
Go ahead.
How on the times where you didn't have money to get like a hotel or anything,
Yeah.
and you were like, all right, I'm in my car, I'm gonna go fucking post, I'm gonna smoke, I'm gonna post up. How? I mean, were you? I had to be an absolute panic button
was in
trying to
pit- dude,
smoke. crack
Even if
on
I
the
was in,
streets.
even if I was in the motel, I was like, what is it? What do they call it? Motel commando? Be fucking sitting there with my boy Steve smoking rock, and he's sitting there looking at the doorknob the whole time, and he's got the lighter in his hand, and he's looking at the doorknob, and he's telling me, I'm like, bro, give me the light, give me the. He's like, and he goes like this. He's like, looking at the door for fucking like 5-6 hours.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
know.
I was the same way.
But like in the car, what do you do?
Yeah,
you have
in
like
the
a
car,
shade
what's it
up.
look
You're
like?
like down low.
I
Yeah.
just
You're like. Did you like lay down low?
I can hit it while I'm driving. Nobody's gonna see if I do it while I'm driving.
Yeah.
What would
But
you do?
when I moved into my own apartment, I got a little bit of clean time. Then I got an apartment. I was a property manager. That's when it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
then
when it was like.
on.
Yeah, it was on and cracking for sure. It was like 8-day runs.
Cracking.
Yeah, cracking.
Ain't they run because you had your own little spot?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what would the 8th day be like though?
And
Like,
I'd be.
Were you
I'd be doing the
naked?
same shit.
Were you
Fuck
naked?
Yeah, all the time, bro. I'd get home. I'd buy an
You're
8-ball.
like, hey, why didn't complain? I got a leaky faucet. You open up the
I'll
door.
be right down there. I know this is the
This thing's
FBI.
leaking too.
I know it's the FBI. You can't fool me. Can't fool me.
I would buy an 8-ball. I would cook it up, and I would
He's a-
break off pieces, and I'd throw it around my house because I knew when I got to the end, I would want more.
Right.
And I would know that I would have more in my house. I just have to go find it.
Right. It's like a treasure hunt.
Slow you down a little bit.
Right.
Exactly.
That's real insanity.
real.
I mean, there's so
bro.
many people that have done do that, dude. It's like a crack thing.
you-
They would like take it and fucking throw it
Yeah.
and get to smoking. Because part of the whole tweak is like picking it up and finding
All of it,
another
yeah, the whole
fucking
thing.
all that. Yeah, it's
Right.
crazy.
It's like
That's
an Easter
all,
egg
That's
hunt.
like
Crack's
that's a
not
lot.
like like heroin where you. I mean, listen, I've never shot heroin before. I've
Right.
smoked heroin a bunch of times. Where
Yeah.
where you whatever you shoot heroin and you're probably good for a few hours. I would imagine. Like
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Like crack. At least when I'm smoking rock, it's every 5 minutes I want to take another hit.
Yeah,
What's-
the pipe. I can't leave the vicinity of smoking crack. Let me be clear on that until the crack's gone. So I can get to the bathroom
Yeah.
and then back. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take a blast and then go take a walk for 20 minutes. Like that doesn't happen on
No,
crack.
you don't
man.
leave
It's
the
like,
house. I
right.
don't leave the room.
I don't leave the room.
I don't leave the couch.
Right.
Yeah.
Wherever
and if
I'm
I'm
at,
leaving
I
the
have
couch-
everything I need.
And if I'm leaving
There.
the couch, it's going to look it through the window because I know they're coming.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
And like, have you? I mean, like, so when you're looking through the window, right, and you're sure they're coming, do you ever see anything? Where you're like, look at
you
the shot.
see everything, and you fucking hear everything. What do you see anything? 100%. You
Yeah.
see shit that's not there.
Visual, audio, everything.
Yeah, I saw my parents in the fucking trees talking to me. I was at this girl's house for 8 days. I left treatment to go because I met this girl in treatment.
Right.
She went and relapsed with this other girl.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna go Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm gonna go bring her.
I'm gonna
back.
help you girls with your crack.
Yeah, I had like 3 weeks sober. Yeah, I probably had like, I don't know, 6 months sober at the time.
Yeah.
I went over there and I ended up getting sucked in and
Of course.
smoking crack there. I remember, dude, it was bad. It was bad. It was a bad scene. It was
Why?
a bad fucking scene. It's 8 days that I do not like to think about.
Really?
Yeah, I fucked my, I fucked my family. I put them through hell.
Sure.
My dad somehow tracked the ATM that I used because like he still had access to my bank account and then found out where I was and knocked on the door and like
You had no pants on.
it wasn't like that. Then my mom's coming by.
Couple punks in the closet. Couple punks in the closet.
Big titty
Dad,
bitches, some black bitches in the back.
Jimmy and Fred, they gonna leave right now.
Real weird scene.
Step,
It was bad.
Was it?
they lost their clothes somewhere.
Well, my pops came, and I told him that he's got to go. I was on some shit like, hey, you got to let me do my thing kind of thing. Some stupid shit. And he had a mini stroke, like right there in this fucking apartment building, like right while he was trying to get me home, right?
What?
He had a tiny little stroke. little stroke or heart attack. He had something happened.
It stressed him out.
And I was like, let's go. And I brought him home, and my stepmom opened the door. She gave me one of those fucking looks like, I'm going to fucking kill you tomorrow. She got my dad in bed. I went right into my room without fail, without even stopping, opened up the window, climbed out the window, and right back. That's the type of crackhead I am.
And do you, so
I didn't give
So
a
on
fuck.
some level, you feel like a guilt about that?
No.
Not now,
No, not anymore.
but you did.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
How did you? So
Yeah.
that to me sounds like a real fucking problem. That does not sound like an easy solve.
Yeah, well, listen, anybody who smokes crack, I don't give a fuck if they smoke crack for the first time or 100. Like, that's not an easy solve. That's a problem. Normal people don't go and fucking, I'm going to go party tonight, go to the club and take a hit off some rock, like that.
Right.
You're
That
going,
shit doesn't
yeah,
happen.
you're looking for a place to be alone so you can sweat and get naked. And panic.
That's right.
Stare out the window.
That is
water
weird.
up the window.
That is weird.
Yeah.
You come to
And
and
you'll
there's like
fucking risk your
holes in
life,
the
your
wall.
freedom, burn all
Yeah.
your money, all this shit, just to fucking put yourself through all that.
Yeah.
But so how did you?
You never fucked around with any of that.
Nah,
right?
man. I watched
Just
the
alcohol.
news. I watched
Guy
the
wasn't
news.
shooting no fucking drugs in his
Nah,
neck.
dude. I watched the news. I was like, look, that don't look good.
Yeah, when he stopped using when back when it was like sesame and weed back, right? When Mexico
I was
weed.
like,
Sesame.
I was like, I never snorted coke. I never did coke. I never fucking
Shot dope,
shot dope. I never did speed. I never did meth.
no PCP.
No PCP. I smoked weed. I drank. I was an alcoholic, and I did hallucinogens. But the hallucinogens were never like a problem. Like I never went.
You were
crazy.
addicted to fucking Viagra's for a while too.
Oh man, a hard cock, nothing like it. No, but the thing of it is no, it was alcohol, but I was blacking out driving.
Yeah.
Like you can't win doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know how many times I have that. So no, I never fucked around with that shit.
Yeah.
And first of all, I wasn't cool.
It wasn't cool.
I wasn't
You
cool.
weren't cool.
Right? Listen, I was no Beverly Hills.
Like smoking crack is cool.
No. But like, look, I was.
Well,
never,
let me ask you this.
No.
though.
I was
Smoking
Before
crack
you-
is not fucking
No,
cool.
no,
Before you
no.
go there, if somebody would have had some crack,
No, I wouldn't.
you wouldn't have done it.
There was
see,
never-
That's the difference.
Yeah,
right there, you know
exactly.
There's not. So listen, I started not with. The cool part was I was never around blow.
Right.
So see, you're Hollywood. You're
Yeah,
running around with
yeah.
fucking, Joaquin Phoenix and fucking who God knows what doing blow, right? In
Yeah.
18. I was fat and I was nerdy. So I was never around any
Nobody was offering you no cocaine.
there was no limousines, there was no hot chicks or like with blow, no spoons around my neck, no
Right.
gold, none of that shit. I had alcohol, that's what I had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Now, if somebody would have offered me blow, I probably still wouldn't have done it though. I mean, I was already kind of a stress sack. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. The uppers just didn't call to me at all. I wanted to get out of my head. I wanted to feel numb. I wanted to sleep.
So if somebody would have fucking offered you some heroin, would you have done that?
No, but I definitely stole my dad's Valium and took a bunch of those.
Okay.
Because I like to walk around mushy, like weird, right?
Me too. Yeah.
Well, I like to watch. So that, but no, none of the crack thing. There was no winning on crack. Like I never saw, like kind of a little bit with coke. You were like, well, that dude, I guess he's fucking these bitches. That's pretty cool. But like the crack one, I never saw anybody
Nah,
with crack that
There's
was
no,
like,
there's
Yeah.
no winners.
right.
Even the guys that have it all the money, like can
Yeah.
get, even they fuck it up, like Richard Pryor,
Right.
and Rick
Right.
James,
Yeah.
and like
Right.
even those guys, it
Yeah.
ain't working out for.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, like, and they were Titanic talents, and it was bringing them down. So I was like, I wasn't going that route.
Yeah. It was
So-
smart.
No, it wasn't. I don't know if it was
It just
smart. It's
didn't
lucky.
happen.
It just didn't.
Yeah.
But how did you turn the corner then? Because you were struggling with sobriety and all that shit.
Yeah,
for
I
a
was
while.
struggling with sobriety for. I mean, when I was sober, I didn't feel like I was struggling, but I mean, it was like 4.5 years where I couldn't really. Nothing. It didn't click. Although I might have felt like it clicked. Like I
Yeah.
would get a couple of months, a couple of days, and then relapse, and 6 months and relapse. But I mean, what the only thing that I did different
Yeah.
in this sobriety is
Yeah.
I went to a meditation center and I meditated. on my 3rd day sober.
That place.
Yeah.
That I used to go to.
Yoga.
I used to go to that.
Yeah, Siddha Yoga. You
I
saw
see
the
it.
blue pearl, right?
Yeah, I saw the blue pearl. I really did. You know what threw me out of that? Listen, it's working for you. I ain't gonna say nothing. But I'm just telling you. And he and I worked together for a while. And at one point, I was like, bro, I don't know if I have anything else to give you.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I don't know what else to give you except this fucking salami now.
Why is it always
Yeah,
got
that's good.
it's always
So
got
I
to
was
turn
gonna
to
go
some kind
gay?
of gay thing? Yeah. Steve's always like, and then you whipped out your dick and hit him in the head with it, right?
Yeah.
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 No, but
He has
But-
to listen to a bunch of these hard luck shows because it's always Chuma that's like,
gravy leg, right?
Is
Oh,
it?
no.
I don't know, man. I don't
No.
know, man. I think you're the perpetrator most of the time.
Okay. I'll take
Yeah.
that.
That's the second time
I'll take that.
where you were like, no, I
No,
say a
he
lot of
does.
other
No,
weird
you're
shit.
right. He does his fair share of dick shit.
I
Yeah.
got
Oh,
weird
yeah.
dick shit, but I don't care. Whatever, man. I'm
What makes you think I
uncircumcised.
care?
What do I care?
What makes you think I care so much?
I don't think you do.
Hey, go ahead.
Please, enough with our gay banter. Can we please talk to the
Yeah,
guests?
yeah.
Hey, what? Okay, but so what? So you went to the meditation.
But that's you said that's what changed for me.
the
Yeah.
Kriya,
So listen, something happened
The
to me.
Kriya.
Yeah,
You did.
the Shakti.
the
Yeah,
Shakti.
the
He jumped
Shakti.
up out of the fucking.
I didn't jump anywhere, but
Oh.
I felt something. I mean, something happened to me that day for sure. I didn't realize it that day, but I mean, yeah, I got struck sober that day.
How long ago was
I
that?
That was almost 15 and a half years ago.
50
What?
Yeah.
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 I'll be 16 in May.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come
bro.
fucking stumbling in here with fucking 15 fucking years.
Listen, this guy also works. He's like a part owner or like whatever in a recovery business as well, bro. This guy's
Right.
doing big things.
I'm trying. I'm not doing big things yet. I'm trying.
That's, when guys that are winning say shit like that. Oh, I'm trying. Some things are working out. He's got a beautiful wife. I've met his wife.
That I do. I'm
An
winning there.
amazing woman.
Yeah. Winning.
What is she? She's a physical.
She's
trainer?
a trainer. She's a trainer. She's got she specializes in pre and postnatal training. She's got like a online subscription based called the Baby Body for pre and postnatal.
Listen, he's married to a
women.
woman that's got her own business called
So a
the
woman
Baby
that-
Body.
So a woman that might be in shape,
Maybe.
right?
Maybe.
Might-
Just a
might-
little.
no.
Yeah.
I'm saying if there's a woman that's maybe in shape,
Right.
she just found out she's pregnant.
Oh,
Now she's real scared because she's like, I got this great figure.
right.
And then I'm stretch marks and I'm going to be fucking flabby. And is there anything I can do so that I'm going to be able to look attractive and sexy like I did before I
Hey.
had this baby?
The Baby
Right?
Body. That's right.
Baby
the
Body.
There you go. I'm here to promote her. Shit.
Does
Fuck
it
me.
take,
I ain't got shit.
does it take work post, as she says?
100%
Post,
and
like-
pre. I mean, listen, she's
Yeah, and pre,
and
that's
even
what I
if
meant.
she wasn't a trainer, you got to have some sort of routine.
Going into the thing.
You can't, it's beneficial like for anybody, whether you're
Sure.
a man or a woman pregnant or not, to have some sort of workout routine, right? Like to
Right.
to look good and feel good. It's about feeling good, really.
Right.
But yeah, if you don't have a routine and you're pregnant and you're scared, fucking
Listen,
not too late to start.
it's not to listen. But the thing is like going into the pregnancy, the fitter you are and the more of a routine you have, then the better it is for the body
Yes.
to deal with the baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then post, of course.
Yeah.
No.
And there's all this. She does all this work on, which is shit that I obviously never knew about before. The
Right.
pelvic floor, and chicks after they have babies, sometimes if they laugh, they pee a bit. Like that's all because they have a weak pelvic floor or something. And
Right.
she does all that rehab work. She knows about all that shit. She's
Oh
like,
yeah,
she's
he's
the
over
shit.
here. He's pogoing on the pelvic floor.
Yeah,
this one
pelvic
over
floor.
here. Yeah,
Wow.
look at now he knows about the pelvic
Yeah.
floor. I know all about it. It's up there. Over there.
Yeah. It's over there on the
This
corner.
is the cervix, and that's the fucking pelvic
Yeah.
floor. I find out with
Didn't you know?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
So
it's good.
yeah, so
Yeah, I'm
so how do
blessed.
people find your wife's
Thebabybody.com.
babybody.com?
Baby-body.com. Laura
Listen-
Varney at Laura Varney. I don't know. I think her IG is like at
knows.
Laura Varney.
Are you doing? Were you doing some sober companion stuff? as
Never.
well?
I could never do that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Somebody had asked me, my boy Greg had asked me years
Basketball.
ago to do that.
No,
It's like, no.
Glass is great.
Yeah, hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I could never sober companion. That's like,
Babysit.
Yeah.
have you ever done that?
No.
No,
It's
it's
babysit. I couldn't do it. I don't have the patience for it.
I don't have a life that's set up for that.
Exactly.
So do you have a treatment center? Is that what
I
you're
do. I'm opening up a facility in Atlanta right now.
in Atlanta?
HotLanta.
HotLanta.
To get people off of hot wings
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
Yeah. What?
I ran a facility out here for years. I
Yep.
left. And
Why
I was going to-
Atlanta?
Well, my wife's from Atlanta.
She is?
She is.
She's a Southerner?
She's a Southern
Southern
girl.
Belle,
Yeah,
this one.
Southern Belle, okay.
Yeah,
That's
goddamn
awesome.
nice.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful lady. She's
we-
a beautiful
Georgia
lady.
she's
Peach.
gorgeous. Yeah.
She really is. She's
Yeah.
a nice lady, too.
She so she's from Atlanta. We go out there all the time.
I love Atlanta.
Yeah,
You
we
know
try
why
to
I
move.
love Atlanta.
I do know why you love Atlanta.
I can't.
Yeah.
I know exactly
You know
why.
why.
We
I
know you
love
from the log cabin, boy. We know.
The darker
Little
the
box
berry,
of chocolates over there.
sweeter the juice.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, please.
And the market is saturated out here. And
Yeah,
there's-
that's
it's not.
true. It's tough.
I
out
just
here.
didn't want to get into. I didn't want to be another facility fighting over this. The same client with fucking 100 other. 100 other
should hook-
treatment centers.
We should hook him up with who was that artist that was staying out in Atlanta? That young lady. What was her name? Remember? She came on or whatever. I bet you they would know a lot of people that could
Yeah.
use his services.
Oh
be great.
yeah.
We only asked 10%.
What's her name? Anastasia or what is it?
What was that?
She's an
Sean.
artist?
Yeah, she's a great artist,
She's a singer.
singer.
Okay.
And she's with was it Wiz Khalifa's mom?
No.
Waka
Flocka.
Waka Flocka Flame's mom, and who was also the manager, was her manager, and they're out in Atlanta.
Nice.
So they know a lot of artists. I would imagine they probably would know people who could utilize
Yeah.
top-notch services.
Yeah,
The
I'm
gold
sure.
standard.
I mean, listen. Here's the thing.
gold stand.
There's like what 24, 25 million, something like that, million people that are struggling. It's like there can't be enough of these facilities.
Right.
Yeah, I think only maybe 3 or 5 million people actually find help and get help or are
Right.
looking for help.
Right.
It's a lot of fucking people. 25 million people.
That's a big.
It's
Listen.
a big number.
Yeah, and it used to be that so many were out here.
They still are.
That there
The
still
treatment
are,
centers?
And people fly out and fly out.
Yeah.
And I remember in the heat of it, maybe like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm
Electra.
thinking, ain't there motherfucking no treatment centers where you people are from?
And they ain't.
And
Yeah,
there
but-
wasn't a lot, but these people were all coming. And then 90 days into it, they're calling their parents, telling them they're not coming home.
Right.
They're
Right.
staying out here.
Right.
Well, think about it. If you're from the East Coast or from Atlanta
Wisconsin.
or fucking Wisconsin or
Right,
something, Minnesota,
Yeah.
and it's fucking January,
Yeah. Fuck
and
that.
you're coming to get sober, you're gonna go to the fucking West Coast,
Not.
and you
listen,
ain't going home.
Not only that, bro, but think about this. We take it for granted because we've been here for so long. Haven't you ever had the experience where you went to another city and you're like, God damn, the women around here kind of
fucking
janky,
stink.
ugly.
Yeah.
It's ugly people because we
Every
got
time I leave LA, I talk.
used. Right. So out here, right, I think people from like Wisconsin or whatever, they come out here and then it's the weather, the people are better looking. There's a lot of fucking shit. Problem though is that it's expensive. Like it's hard.
LA is expensive.
If you
Yeah.
don't have something going,
Yeah.
you're not gonna last long out in LA because it's more expensive probably now than it's ever been.
100%. Yeah.
Right? Harder to do the fucking LA thing. And
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like that
No.
used to be a big draw, but it's like it ain't like that anymore.
Nope.
No.
I don't even they just came out with his Avatar 2. Who was this? James Cameron? I love it, bro.
Who is this James
Yeah,
Cameron?
you know
Who's
this
that?
guy.
Guy's worth like $1 billion already. Now stop. Enough, James Cameron.
But listen, that right, they're trying to make something out of that. Supposedly, it's going to be like a hit. But for that, there was like 8 flops that would have been blockbusters 20 years ago.
All right.
It's dying.
It's dying.
It's dying.
Hollywood's dying.
Hollywood's
Hollywood's
dying.
dying.
Yeah. The idea of
Yeah.
Hollywood. The
Yeah,
concept of Hollywood.
even television.
It's
like,
just changing. It's not dying.
Yeah, it's changing.
changing.
Well,
It's never gonna die.
well, listen.
It's changing.
Listen, let me put easy Beverly
Yeah.
Hills. Easy Beverly Hills. No, what I'm saying is okay. So, entertainment, people wanting to be entertained, that'll never go away.
All right.
Okay, but top down, mega studios that control what everyone's seeing.
Hollywood.
Right? Hollywood, That is
That
dying.
concept is dying.
Television is dead. It's
Shit. I think television's the best it's ever been right now.
well. What are you calling television?
Well, I mean, like streaming
Yeah,
services
that's
is not,
not
you don't-
television.
Oh, then television is dead. Yes,
Right.
100%.
Streaming is amazing,
Yeah,
right?
it's incredible.
But I also say this.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Please, let me. Can I talk? No,
Go ahead.
but
Go ahead.
I also think that the movie format, the idea of a first act, second act, third act, which I mean, dude, I studied that. I think that's also dying. Like, I feel like the formula doesn't do what it used to do, which is why binge television, binge streaming, and all that stuff is a thing now. I don't think that a 2-hour problem resolution ending, I don't think that hits the mark anymore. I don't think it's because. I think it's because society's changed a little bit. Like,
Well, but you still get those fucking really smart, good movies that are able to do it
Like
in
what?
an hour and a half.
like what?
I mean, like Apocalypto.
Yeah, but how? That's before the death. That's Apocalypto,
Apocalypto.
right?
Well, I was just like saying a movie that's going to take you on a full journey.
No, but
and
that
all
was
the
before the death.
solution.
That's before the death.
Okay.
When was the death?
I'm gonna say like the death might have been in the last 10 years.
So you're saying in the last 10 years there hasn't been a movie that's been released that
Not in the traditional way. And what I'm saying is the formula. Society's changed. I don't think the formula that was working like in Apocalypto. I don't think that formula works unless you have an American public that believes that you can still get a job and have a great future. I think we're past that in this country. Like, I don't think people really think that anymore. I really don't.
So you're saying that a lot of the hope.
It might be the hope. It might be the hope. I don't know. Like, hope is so general, so I don't want to say that because people have hope in other ways. But I'm saying in terms of a career and having money to buy a house and to provide for a family and to have this white picket fence thing that used to be a thing. That used to be a thing.
You talking about in L.A. specifically?
And I'm talking about the country, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not
that
talking
used
about...
to be. That was a thing along. Yeah, I mean, that's
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's totally gone. How many people you know, Big Lux? Like, that's why everyone has to be entrepreneurial.
Well,
How
there's also so many more different opportunities and avenues to be an entrepreneur.
I don't know. I mean,
100% with social media and influencers and
Like
starting
what?
out. I mean, there's so many more opportunity for people to make money and to have side hustles and to
all right, I'll
to
tell
grind.
you this. Side hustle, right? A side hustle is not really an entrepreneurial thing. Side hustle is your main job really doesn't pay you enough.
That's true.
That's a side hustle. And, I mean, you're right. Like, okay, so if you wanted to go on and do a subscription-based business and everything, but, like, for every one of those, think about all of the Amazon drivers. Think about all the fucking... Remember the Uber and Lyft guys thought, like, oh, yeah, this is going to turn into a thing, and I'm going to make all this money. I'm my own boss. But not really, no. Not really. There's nobody I know that was able to make a down payment on a house because they were driving a car.
Yeah, but what about all the social media influencers? Those motherfuckers are making
I don't
money
believe it.
hand over fist.
Don't believe it.
I know it for a fact. That's what,
How do you know it?
Because that's the business my wife is in.
Listen, let me tell you something. She's got a subscription thing, though.
She does.
She's
but
not just somebody that holds up fucking Febreze and is like, all right, like,
No, but she comes from that world.
listen.
Of
Let me,
all her friends are influencers. She's got a bit of a. She's like what considered a micro influencer. I don't know what
Okay.
the exact number is to be
a micro,
a micro rather than a fucking
macro,
and,
right?
but people are making a good living.
For everyone. So listen, I'll tell you this. Listen, your wife's also got a business.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
All right. But, like, for every one of those, right? Think about how many people have to follow her and who are not influencers.
Yes.
And in honest to God, bro, I don't even know if some of these influencers are really making what they claim they're making. because it's part of the PR to make it seem like I got it going on.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Fuck. There's a guy whose whole business is renting out these expensive houses in Atlanta to rappers. to rappers. And they go in and they do a video and they look like they're doing all the shit. They don't own that house.
Right.
Right. Of course.
What do you mean but like regular Joe Schmoes don't know that. So what I'm saying is now, I think, right? No, I'm serious, man. I'm really serious about this. I think the job situation for people in this country, for the average Joe, is fucking depleted. Just depleted. I mean, Ryan, he's a fucking creative guy. You're a creative guy. I'm a lawyer. It's got my own firm. I ain't working at some fucking thing. Got a guy over here with the beanbags, his fucking cornhole. You got this guy over here with the audio and the fucking God knows met that egg guy. The thing is, right? For somebody that wanted to buy a house and build a family and keep it quiet and just do the normal thing, that doesn't exist.
I think it exists. It doesn't exist in L.A.
I don't know.
It exists in
Where?
the middle of the country for sure. 100%.
Listen, my tribe's in. I went to Wisconsin last year. It ain't like it. It's not like that.
I mean, it's not like it was.
That's what I'm saying.
100. Yes, you're right.
And
I would agree.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's still there. It's just, and it used to be, even on the coasts, on the east and west coast, where it was attainable. It's not attainable on the east coast or west coast for the most part.
Right.
But in the middle of the country, I still think that it,
not enough to justify people. So that's me personally. I'm saying this. I think the movie formula is losing its connection to the people because of the changing landscape.
Yeah.
How that's going to look in the future, I don't know. But I can't tell you how many times I hear from people. They're like, yeah, I'm not going to.
I love going to the movies still.
Yeah, but you're an old timer.
Yeah,
too.
it's true.
This is all nostalgia shit.
Yeah.
Fucking Adam Dare. I talked to the guys roller skating and going to movies.
Who's that? Roller skating?
Yeah, like I talked to Adam Dare, right? And I go, because I'm like kind of old blue eyes. I'm like, fuck I don't want to go to the theater and sit in that fucking cold and a bunch of strangers and all this bullshit. Adam Dare's like, oh, but you need the connection. I'm like, what are you talking about? What connection? You're staring at a screen the whole time. I love good stories. I can't tell you when was the last. When was the last time you went to the movies?
Oh, I went to the movies not that long ago.
What'd you see?
I went and saw Godfather on the big screen.
There
You
go.
did?
That's it.
That's a nostalgia tour.
Hey, and I have like the Newark calendar, the Newark theater, and like those theaters that play like Clockwork Orange, or like I love going to the movies and seeing a dope movie on a big screen. I love that.
Right,
Get
but
popcorn. I don't care if it's a little chilly or there's some weird guy, but I like going with the popcorn and some zooms and wham wham.
a zoom
And
zoom.
seeing a movie. There's nothing like watching a movie. Oh, I went to the Hollywood Forever, where they play the movies
On the
outside,
wall.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's like a
Outside.
date night
That
thing. That's
motherfucker.
cool.
I saw Goodfellas.
I went to that in some sort of classic film one time. That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, now stuff like that, I thought was gonna start getting more popular. I mean, I heard that they project on a building in downtown, and there's a rooftop one, and I would think like let's take it to the next
level.
level, or let's come around and revisit drive-in theaters now.
I
Let's
took
do
my
them
boy to
now.
a drive-in theater a couple years ago. Shit was dope. It
I
was
mean,
lit.
where
it was
did you
fun.
I mean,
go?
why
Where'd
aren't
you
they
go?
Somewhere
making like
in-
dope drive-in theaters?
In Pomona, some drive-in theater's been there since the 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
It was dope. We had a truck. We backed it up. We had blankets, brought
Right.
food.
Right.
Hawthorne,
I think we
there's one
saw.
in
I don't
Hawthorne
even know
still.
what it was. Hawthorne, maybe. Miles loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine that a kid would love,
Yeah.
right? It's outdoors. It's a whole
It's
different
fun.
thing. I agree with you. Why isn't there more of that? I don't know. I don't know, bro. But like again, these are all kind of
They're keeping us away from each other.
backwards. These are nostalgic and backwards facing things. They're not new. There was a time when the drive-in was a new thing.
Right.
Right? That was
Yeah.
the hip new thing to do. And there was a time when the movie theater was a hip new. But like now we're in some other zone. So in terms of what is the entertainment formula going to be, I don't know that exactly yet, but you are seeing it in the form of these, series where it's like you're binge watching a whole bunch of like Narcos. Narcos, like, is that a movie? What is that?
Right.
Is it a documentary or is it
It's a series?
exactly half real, half a little bit whatever maybe, and then some good performances. But like even the credits and shit, like you're starting to see like they just zip through the credits and they let you skip them if you.
Yeah.
I don't have time to watch credits because I'm trying to watch 10 hours of fucking
Right.
shit all in one. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
All of that is kind of, I think that more than ever, I think more than we understand is impacting the relationship.
You know what that's doing? It's fucking up our kids, though.
But,
Their patience.
No patience, and they have everything at their fucking fingertips. They
I'm
have,
sure your dad said the same thing about you.
I mean, maybe, but what? What did I have? I had Saturday morning cartoons. I had one shit, maybe
Fucked you
4 or
up.
5. Yeah, 5. Whatever. A couple channels, 13, 4, like I'm not that old, but like
Your dad had to watch the radio.
Dude, Miles will sit there on with the remote control, sitting there watching previews and getting anxiety because I'm like, Bud, it's been a fucking half hour. You gotta go to bed. Pick something. You gotta go to sleep soon. Like,
oh yeah.
And he gets all crazy because he doesn't know what to watch. There's too many options. It's
Fear of missing out, bro.
Yeah,
Starts
yeah.
young, bro.
It's crazy. They
Yeah,
got
but
everything
I
at
mean,
their fingertips.
listen, let me tell you something. There's an old Indian legend.
Let's hear it.
It's tribal. The guys with the spears, right? They didn't have bows and arrows. And somebody invented the bow and arrow. And the kids were fucking with it and getting anxiety about what they were going to kill. They couldn't think about what they were going to kill next. And the Indian said, this is fucking up our kids. Started out with the spears. Now they got this fucking tech bow and arrow speeding everything up. It's fucking everything up. It's progress, bro. There's nothing you can do about it.
No, 100%. Yeah.
And the way that I think about it is because, like, my daughter, Tigra, I mean, fuck. She doesn't wear no more clothes anymore. She's wearing princess shit everywhere we go.
Right.
And I'm starting to be like, dude, listen, it's cute, but at some point, you're going to realize that this princess thing, that's just, that's Disney bullshit. Yeah.
Let her fucking have it.
I don't say nothing. Don't worry. I'm not going to tell you. You can wear all the dresses you want.
Young lady
humbug
go live it out.
motherfucker, huh?
I know.
Oh,
Jesus
there's
Christ.
no fun.
Get up out of that. Life's about work. Life's hard. Out of these fucking games.
Yeah, get out of there.
Turn those cartoons off and stop playing with them dolls.
Life's hard. You better learn that.
You better
shit.
start looking for a job, too. You got to contribute around here.
But my point is that she has the same thing, right?
Mhm.
And half of it is she's fucking around picking the show because she knows the longer she takes is the longer she doesn't have to go to bed.
Right.
She's figured that out.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if it's fucking up our kids. All right, in that sense. Every generation's gonna have
Right. Their own shit.
their own
Yeah.
shit, right?
Yeah.
But I definitely think that entertainment changes as society changes. And I think we're in a major change right now. Everything's changing. The military's changing, right? Mechanized warfare.
Mm-hmm.
The economy's changed.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the president is changed in terms of what it used to be and what it is now. So I think based on all of those things, this is why I'm saying Hollywood's dead. That formula, that whatever was hitting for everybody. I mean, think about E.T. Think about Back to the Future. Think about how big that was.
It's huge.
Think about how many people related to that. Like tons of community. We're fractured now. We're so individualized and specified as groups, social groups, that stuff doesn't hit. Think about the music. Think about NWA. How big how broad that actually hit versus the way music's coming down now, where it's like it's splintered more. So that's what I'm saying in regards to that. That's why when you ask me, why does it? I think it is different. That's the high sign.
That's the high sign.
That's when old blue eyes
go.
plays that. Yes, it means tomorrow. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's enough with the fucking right. Let's go.
Let's go.
Ryan, how do people go
Hey,
and
Ryan.
find your services?
We don't have anything yet.
Oh.
So Valor Behavioral Health is going to be my facility.
What's it called?
Valor.
Valor.
Love that name.
Valor Behavioral
Valor's
Health
a good
in
name.
Brookhaven, Georgia, in Atlanta, in the perimeter. Will be open around March.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's already a waiting list.
Yeah, hopefully.
No,
That's-
I mean,
yeah.
I've
Yeah,
seen
hopefully.
it.
Your mouth. Gotcha.
I've seen
There
it.
you go.
And it's a crazy thing. Big Legs.
Will you be working there?
I'll be trapped. Yeah, I'll be running it.
Well, are you the face? Are you the front man of this thing?
No.
Who's the face?
I'm behind the curtain. My boy Avery Nix. He's a good old Southern boy from Gainesville, Georgia.
Gainesville, that's real Georgia,
Yeah,
bro.
he's our executive director. He's been in the field down there for a while.
Does he have an accent?
He does. Yes, he does.
God damn, Ryan. It's good to see you, brother.
Not quite like that. But
God damn, why don't you come down here and get some of this
That
gator?
sounds like a Texas motherfucker.
Let's come on down here and get some of this gator jerky.
Oh, that's Louisiana. You down here? Bayou.
Hey, yeah, come on now. Come back, yeah?
I can't. Don't ask me to do it. I can't do it.
You can do it. All right.
Little southern motherfucking peach. You little southern peach.
Hey, bitch.
Hey, peach.
Hey, so, vibes rolling papers.
Vibes.
So, vibes.
Supermax Hardware.
Yeah.
.com.
That's right.
End of year sale. Check us out. Vibes Rolling Papers.
Right.
Cookies SF. Visit Cookies. Big shout out to Burner and the Cookies team. Shout out to Esteban Oriol and the Soul Assassins.
That's right.
Enzo's Pizzeria for the wonderful pizza. And Taco
Calzone.
Bell I want to thank too as well.
Yeah.
I thank you. Thank you for bringing
You're
me
welcome.
Taco Bell. I was
Anytime.
never eat that shit, and I was so hungry. I was like,
I thought Chumahan was fucking with me.
Yeah, he did.
No.
He's like, this is a joke,
dude,
right?
I tried to fucking get up La Brea to the taco place. It wasn't happening. I even tried to pull into the fucking Golden Bird or whatever it is, Louisiana,
Yeah.
whatever that chicken place is. The fucking line was forever. I just came here. I'm like, I'm gonna be starving, and then you saved the day. So thank you, partner.
My pleasure.
Appreciate
pleasure.
you. What else, bro?
oh-
Pulpo beard oil.
Pulpo beard oil, right?
Okay,
You want to fucking stop smelling like shit? Put the Pulpo beard oil on.
take it away.
Ovando Bowen LLP. We wear braids to court, let the tomahawks fly. The best legal representation that money can buy.
Goodbye. That's right.
Yes.
You believe that?
Yeah.
You better believe that.
Yeah. Yeah.
She got there.
Yeah.
Little partner.
Come on.
www.movemental.media for audio shit. Go over
Audio.
there. Listen. Head over to www.hardluckshow.com. Check out all the tabs. Mercado. We still got t-shirts.
Oh, well.
Do we?
We got
No?
they a new shipment just came in.
Oh. See?
We got more. Yeah, we re-upped.
We re-upped.
We
Summer
re-upped.
collections.
Get the fucking echelon shit up in the air.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, oh.
Oh,
Dragon bags.
dragon bags.
Dragonbags.com for all your cornhole bag needs.
Get to 21 quicker.
It's a 21 faster.
The craziest
get
thing is
some
that
of
he
that.
doesn't understand why that's funny. He's like, I don't get it, dude. What the fuck? I don't.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's every time. All right.
And you can find us once we're open. Our website will be live in the next week or two. ValorBH.com.
And baby body.
TheBabyBody.com.
Baby
Yeah.
Laura Varney at Laura
Right.
Varney on IG.
Listen, if you're pregnant and you want to keep your man, start working out.
There you go.
Body,
There you go.
babybody.com.
There you go.
All right.
Do that shit.
Do that.
All right. Thank you, Brian, for
Thank you,
coming
guys.
in, brother.
Thank
For
you.
having
brother.
you.
Yes.
And we're out of here. Hasta la vista.
Oh, damn. Right on.
Look, yeah, left. That's somebody that's fucked up. Man. That's somebody that's fucked up. Man.
Is that?